Limerick had one major concern ahead of this semi-final. Shawnee Tobin, the left quarter forward, was a worry over the past 3 weeks, but he's made a recovery and starts in an unchanged team from the Munster final. Team captain Donal O'Grady and number 12 Seamus Hickey are two of the more experienced players. It's their third All-Ireland semi-final. By comparison, Clare report a clean bill of health, and the major task was distilling a talented squad into a starting 15. Conor Ryan and Darragh Conan, who started against Galway, are again included, so the team setup is expected to be along similar lines. David McInerney, Colm Galvin, Tony Kelly and Podge Collins are still involved, remember, in this year's Under-21 Championship. Great catch by John Conlon. Got on the ball 3 times so far, brushes aside 3 challenges. Back in here to Colin Ryan, quick hand pass. Beautifully taken by Pat O'Connor, a switch wings and drives it over the bar. 2 members of the half-back line have scored for Clare. Who'd have anticipated that after 5 minutes of play? Back by Gavin O'Mahony, intended for Shawnee Tobin, and Gavin O'Mahony goes chasing after it, holds off the challenge of Conor Ryan, hits the shot himself, but well off the target once again. The one Limerick player so far, it appears to me, who's been causing problems has been David Breen with his physique.
Yeah, we'll just look at the puck out here now, Ger. You know, Limerick are really retreating way down right into midfield, and you can see that Patrick Kelly hasn't much option from the puck out unless he goes short.
Well, he's going long into that congested midfield area. Dropped initially there by Donal O'Grady, swept back by Gavin O'Mahony. On here as far as Graham Mulcahy. Mulcahy, well stopped by the goalkeeper. Pat Kelly does brilliantly. It could have cost Clare a goal, and it was Graham Mulcahy who advanced on goal. Donlan was after him, trying to hook him. Brilliant saving by Pa Kelly from Ina Kilnamona. This time it was Seamus Hickey coming in, trying to take a little bit of the pressure off his midfield by getting involved a little bit more and trying to win primary possession. And the referee with the notebook out there.
Yeah, he's just noting that here. He indicated that his hand came across. See Seamus Hickey there once the loose hand comes across. And that's a free. Referees are getting very, very tight on that one now.
This is hit in eventually by Declan Hannon, and this one has gone over the bar. Finally Limerick score. 8.5 minutes are gone. 2 points to 1. It's James Ryan for Limerick in number 11, trying to get that ball out of play, but it's Tony Kelly who gets it back, and Tony Kelly puts it over the bar. Brilliantly done by one of the most gifted, most crafty young hurlers we've had the pleasure of seeing in action this year, and Clare lead by 3 points to 1. Back as far as Darragh Conan. Limerick had a lot of reinforcements back. Clare have the ball still, however, and then it spills loose to Tom Condon, and the opportunity is gone. And Condon way down the field to a 3-man inside forward line. But Clare have 4 back defending. David McInerney is one of them, shouldered there by Declan Hannon. Gets it on his right side. Intelligently uses it as far as Brendan Bugler. Slips a little hand pass here as far as Conor Ryan. Ryan from his own 65-metre line, dangerously in there. All the way in, Collins. Goalkeeper on the ground, it's a goal!
Yeah, Jared, that's the first time that Podge Collins has been involved in the play. Long, beautiful ball over the fence there by Clare. Knocked it down, and a bit of confusion between Nicky Quaid and I think there's Tom Condon, and ball eventually put into the net. Watch it here again. Long ball in.
Podge Collins in the blue helmet. Was it Collins?
I think this put in by one of the Limerick man, I'm not sure.
Let's have a look. Collins initially anyway.
Not sure was it an OG, but Clare won't worry about that, Ger.
What a boost that is for Clare. Clare on their own half-back line. Pat O'Connor slipping the hand pass out here, somewhat indiscriminately, and it's Limerick, and it's Conor Alice in particular, getting it in there first, and Conor Alice hits it over the bar. How about that for an immediate impact? You couldn't have expected more. Batted out this time by Donal O'Grady for Limerick, down towards James Ryan, instead it reaches Brendan Bugler. And Limerick with the extra player back there who's Tom Condon, sweeping. Hand passing it inside here to O'Grady. back in this time towards Wayne McNamara, ready to try and take off past Conor McGrath, loses it, and in comes a very alert Podge Collins, and that ball is hit high and over the bar. Brilliant work by Podge Collins, who may take the credit yet for the goal after 12 minutes, but that's a point definitely now to make it 1-5 to 3 points. It should have been cleared by Limerick. Dreadful defending. Quick flick out for Limerick, back down towards their inside forward line, but it's Pat Donlan once again, always having time at his disposal, but that time didn't allow him to measure his clearance. It was a poor one, straight to Paul Brown, darting this way and that. Should have been a proper clearance. It's a Limerick point instead, and Paul Brown has got it. Well, Pat Donlan will be blaming himself for that one. He gave it away to Paul Brown.
Very skillful point, knocked it over the bar right, favours his left side, and Limerick are getting back into the game bit by bit.
David McInerney now, about to be challenged by Green, gets away. He's man of the match in the under-21 final recently against Tipperary. Up here as far as Podge Collins, one of the stars in that game, and he jumps for joy as it goes beautifully over the bar. A second point for Podge Collins, and now it's 1-8 to 5 points, and it's a decent lead now for Clare. But O'Connor's clearance goes straight here to Conor Alice, who scored with his first touch. This time he puts the ball in but puts it wide, and these wides now are draining the game of some of its quality, and there's a half an hour gone and his side is behind by all of 6 points.
Yeah, it's very frustrating when you're on the line, Ger, you know, when there's wides being hit. That's the 9th, I think, for Limerick. Very hard for John Allen to do anything about it, because, you know, the play is good, the attacks are good, and it's just a shot selection at the end. Right, so it's very hard to put that right when you're on the line as a manager.
Well, we've heard all about the fact that Limerick have got great reserves and substitutes they can bring on. They may need to do so. Donald O'Donovan here, beautifully on as far as Tony Kelly, steals a march brilliantly past Paul Brown, drives it and puts it over the bar. This is a wonderful spell by Clare. A second point by Tony Kelly. No changes made by either management team since the end of the first half, and it's Limerick now with James Ryan bidding to get off to a decent start at the beginning of this half towards Graham Mulcahy, trying to dart past David McInerney, who caught him, and it's going to be a free in. Now who's going to take the free? It looks like it's Shane Dowling has been given the task.
Yeah, John, just looking around at Limerick, you know, at the start of the second half here, they've gone orthodox, 3 across the half line there. David Breen at 10. James Ryan in centre, and Declan Hannon's gone left half forward. Dowling there, who knocked that one over, is right corner, full forward Graham Mulcahy, and the left corner is Conor Alice. So Limerick have pushed up a little bit more orthodox play now, with Declan Hannon going to the win, possibly to try and win puck out ball from Nicky Quaid.
Bobby O'Brien is on Tony Kelly, and O'Brien has gone into midfield. It looks like Donal O'Grady has gone to right half back here on John Conlon. Lost that one in flight, runs on there. Picked up here by Wayne McNamara. Limerick have made a good start to the second half. Now can they continue it? They've got a free. Dowling comes back inside his own 65-metre line to hit this one. Played here in the league against Dublin, and here he is to hit this one over the bar. 2 in a row. Well, that's exactly what the Limerick fans require of their team. They want to see them get their team up and at them, which they weren't really doing in the opening 35 minutes. Along the ground here, in towards Mulcahy, hoping to steal a march on David McInerney, not succeeding. Out comes the young Talaman. 65 metres from his goal, still going. Now he's got to produce something at the end of this, puts the ball in, but there are lots of Limerick defenders there. Darragh Conan nips in between them, couldn't take it up, however, and out comes Wayne McNamara. 1-10 to 8 points, a good hook on McNamara, runs on towards Paul Brown. Brown prods it forward here once again towards Graham Mulcahy. A big second half expected from him, being marked by Pat Donlan. Off he goes into the corner. He's got support inside, he holds it up, and in the end he wins a free. He tries to gee up the Limerick crowd, and of the 62,900 today, I think you're talking about 40,000 from Limerick.
Really, Limerick now with a chance to, you know, have scored 3 points in as many minutes almost, and that certainly would put him back in the game, and you'd expect Shane Dowling to score this.
And he does. 3 from frees from Shane Dowling. And Limerick fans will be wondering, why wasn't he on from the beginning? Possession stats so far in the second half, Limerick have done so much better. 60% so far, but only 9.5 minutes gone. Limerick trying to build on what they've achieved so far. Clare getting it back, Tony Kelly. Beautiful pick-up, and an equally superb shot. 3 points for Kelly. Every one of his scores worth the admission fee into this semi-final to see. Paul Brown emerges with it. Outside as far as Paudie O'Brien, back in diagonally towards Hannon, comes back again, however, back to Pat O'Connor, and O'Connor outside towards Colm Galvin. Galvin steadies himself, belts it back in, he's going for a score, he's having a go, and he's got it! Colm Galvin, the 20-year-old from Clondalara, who made his first start in the championship last year against Limerick, and right now he pops up here, picks the ball up, just off his left, a huge distance out. It's 114 to 11. Right now, Clare are back in dominant and domineering mood once again, and Podge Collins underlines that with a glorious point from 45 metres out. Now, are they on their way to set up a first ever Cork-Clare All-Ireland hurling final, and what can Limerick do about it? And it's David McInerney who's playing brilliantly at fullback. The little pressure that's been on him, he's been able to cope admirably. The clearance wasn't a great one by his colleagues, and in the end David Breen has this chance to get one back, and he does so. Only point of the match so far for David Breen. That's a great catch by Tony Kelly. Off he goes again, quick look over his shoulder to see anybody near him. Nobody near him, they can't get to him. He's playing brilliantly, but then he is a brilliant player. 4 points for Tony Kelly, 2 in each half. Caught superbly. Pat O'Connor once again. Fumbled by Collins. Recovered there by Paul Brown for Limerick. Slipped back in towards the half-forward line, tried to make something happening. And that's Tom Ryan, one of the substitutes, and he's put it over the bar. Good play by Tom Ryan. Paudie O'Brien. Lobbed forward towards Graham Mulcahy. Out-muscled, outnumbered, and Pat Donlan calmly linking up once again with McInerney. Back in here as far as Conor Ryan. Collins trying to go to it, but it runs on instead towards Cathal McInerney. And that is another beauty. A first for Cathal McInerney, who announces his arrival in this semi-final. The fans very, very pleased. Well, they might be, because they've got stars all over the park.
But great credit there from McInerney, the full-back again, played it in field, 1 or 2 touches, and then they angled the ball out for McInerney, who had made a run and a super point again from Clare, just keeping them to 7 points up.
The manager is still looking for more from his team. Limerick hoping there might be a response, maybe from Kevin Downs here. And Kevin Downs, with his first chance, puts it over, just like Tom Ryan before him. So the gap narrows back once again now to 120 to 7 points. So it's a 6-point gap, but Limerick need goals. There are only about 5.5 minutes of the 70 left to play. And the 26. Gavin O'Mahony pursued, hounded indeed, and it's again Podge Collins, score of 3 points. All of them from open play. Tony Kelly with 4, just 2 of the many starts Clare have had, and he draws the foul again. Such a bundle of energy, and one of the most talked about players, I suppose, in this year's championship. Pressure was on him coming into this game, but he delivered. They've all delivered.
Colin Ryan again for this now. This is the big score because they're 5 points up. They want to keep it at 6 if they can.
And they will not want to concede a goal at the other end. And he has got another one. A 10-point contribution by Colin Ryan. Back out to Podge Collins to give away from the little area in front of the front two to pick up the loose ball. As far as Colin Ryan, and casually, gracefully slotting it over for his 11th point. An amazing contribution. A disappointing day for Limerick, and Richie McCarthy trying to take it out here. One of the Clare management team, not Davy Fitz, was saying when they arrived here, they looked at the crowd and they say, all the Limerick supporters here, and they said to themselves, my goodness, it's going to be disappointing sending them home disappointed, but it's Clare who have beaten Limerick. It's a first Clare final for 11 years. What an amazing story, what an amazing performance. Davy Fitzgerald and John Allen shake hands, and John Allen congratulates Davy Fitz. They'll be back here. 11 years ago it was Kilkenny in the opposite corner. This year it's going to be Cork in the first all-Munster final since 1997. And final score, Clare 122, Limerick 18 points.